Let wives be submissive and dress modestly. This is chapter 3. And then we saw also, let husbands look after their wives. Ye husbands likewise dwelling with them according to knowledge, giving honor to the female as to the weaker vessel. You've got right there in those few words the whole principle of Christian chivalry towards women, which I told you yesterday, John Ford resurrected in the Western, and that John Wayne treats women chivalrously, and John Wayne was enormously popular. There is a chivalrous tradition amongst Americans. There has been a chivalrous tradition amongst Americans towards women, thanks to the Western, and that goes back. It comes from our Lord originally. No other religion preaches that kind of respect for women. And I can't say that I can't think why. Because I can think why. But that's Christianity. Christianity is in a class of its own. It's the only completely true religion. So, giving honor to the female as to the weaker vessel, and as to the co-heirs of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Again, each word you need to watch and think about. In other words, women are meant to go to heaven. And let your prayers be not hindered, because if you don't look after them, they will get in your way, in one way or another. There's a French proverb, and it's absolutely true. Remember, if you're a mass center, cherchez la femme. Whenever you've got a problem in a chapel or a mission or a mass center, remember, cherchez la femme, meaning there's bound to be a woman behind it. It's true. It's bound to be a woman behind the problem. Just watch out and see. The men don't bother, usually. But the women, oh, la 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 la. So you have to look after them. You look after them and then they're wonderful. If you don't look after them, oof, they can be all kinds of trouble. They do need to be looked after. You've heard me say many times the 3 L's. Listen, love, lead. Listen to women. Do not argue with them. Do not argue with women. It is a complete waste of time. Do not argue with women. It's unchivalrous for a start. It's like boys, never let boys play any sport with girls. Because if the boys win, it's unchivalrous, and if the boys lose, it's unmanly. So it's a lose-lose situation. Don't, in any school that you run, don't let the boys compete with the girls in any way, shape, size, or form. Because if there's any danger of the boys being beaten by the girls, all the self-respecting boys will just cut out. They will cut out in order to demonstrate that they're not really trying. Because they couldn't really try and let themselves be defeated by girls. It's not possible. It's against their manly pride. A correct manly pride. It's not a false manly pride. It's a correct manly pride when a man does not want to let himself be beaten by a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. It's correct. The modern world teaches the opposite. The modern world is crazy. That doesn't mean to say that you build up the pride of the boys. When the boys are amongst the boys, you can humiliate them as much as you like, but you don't humiliate them in front of the women. Because God entrusts authority to the men. The men have authority. The men are meant to have authority over the women. They're meant to make the right use of that authority. They're meant to have authority over the women. And therefore if you humiliate the boys in front of the girls, you are destroying the principle of authority. Exactly the opposite of what St. Paul's just been saying, or what St. Peter's just been saying. But in the Naval Academy, Dr. White will tell you, they now they make the chief midshipman, they choose a midshipwoman to be the chief midshippy, midship person. now in Liberalville, when you go down the street, what you see on the street are person holes. Because you're not allowed, I'm sure, to call it any longer a manhole. Because you've got women workers who are now street workers as well, so it could just as well be a woman hole as a manhole. Therefore, it's got to be called a person hole, no doubt. The modern world is stupid. It makes one gag for its stupidity. So, listen, love, listen, don't argue, but do listen. Listen to what they have to say. Pay attention. Give them attention. They need attention. Women need attention. And if you don't give it to them, they will get their revenge. Women need attention. Give it to them and they will eat out of your hand. Especially if you love them. Listen to them, love them. They will eat out of your hand if you give them attention and love. They will be ready to do anything for you. And then lead. You listen, everything you have to say, and then you make the decision. The man makes the decision. That's how it should be. And there's all kinds of little things that you can let them decide. In a home, broadly speaking, she is the woman is the queen of the home, and he is the king. The king is ad extra, but the woman is ad intra. The home is her domain. And if she wants this color of carpet and that color, let her have it, let her have it, let her have it, let her have it. Because she'll have it anyway. You know. But then when there's some major question, then the man has got to put his foot down. Darling, look, this is how it's going to be. This is my responsibility and this is what I decide. And if he's made up his mind, very easily, very often, she will simply fall in line. She's made to follow her man. She's made adaptable. She's made to adapt. Women are much more adaptable than men are. They're quite different from men. You've heard me say this so often, but it's because the propaganda, the false propaganda in the opposite direction is so current today. It's everywhere. The nonsense is everywhere. And it's in order to destroy the family. Because if the revolution can destroy the family, then it can do what it likes with the individuals. God designed the individuals to be formed in the family. And they need a family to build their souls, just like they need calcium to build their bones. Analogously, at any rate. And if you can destroy the family, you will pull human beings to pieces. It's as simple as that.